What's going on, peoples? As you can see, I'm here by myself. I don't know what's going on. We had a scheduled time to record the podcast today. I don't know where Dev's at. I've been paging him. I've been texting him for like 3 days. He hasn't got back to me. I've been seeing weird shit on the fucking timeline and him taking pictures of shit. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just going to kick it off and, go with it, roll with it, see what happens. We're just going to talk about things that have been going on in the news lately, hot topics type shit. Give out our Hall of Shame. That's going to be a new segment to our thing, is the Hall of Shame. So it was something we talked about last week. Like, this is hip-hop related because I love hip-hop. I grew up in hip-hop. I respect it. And Little Xan last week, we talked about it in last week's podcast. Go check that out on YouTube. The link's in our on our page. Hit that and go check out our past interviews. Like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Support equals support. So just a little refresher. Little Xan last week, he was he questioned Tupac, on how relevant he really was in hip hop, giving him a 2 and saying that his music was boring, which he has every right to think that. It might not, it might not be his thing, but in this game, this is the problem that I think the older cats are having with the younger generation, is they don't give the respect. You have to give respect to legends like Tupac, even if you don't like his music or not, because you're in a lane that he helped create to exercise your First Amendment right, and you're getting a lot more money than they were getting back then for it. So you should show respect for that. They helped pave that way. So this week, though, he was out and about amongst his fans, and they caught up to him at a meet and greet, and and his fan base is like 13 to 15 year olds, and they called him out on it. They were like, what are you talking about, Tupac, like this? And then he's getting in an argument, and this dude is 21 years old. How are you arguing with your fan base? And he said he ran the city or whatever. So the kids, we're talking about like middle school and high school kids, ran him up out of there. He had to run to a YMCA, hide out, and call the police to get escorted out of there because of what he said. And that just goes, and to me, that's just like, man, you got to watch what you say. You got to respect people. This is not a joke, man. You can't have tattoos on your face and jump into this game and think that people are just going to respect you in whatever you say. You know what I mean? Because the life expectancy is only like 3 years in this shit. So I don't know what to tell you guys about that. You better get wise on that, man, because I respect you guys to get your money, but you got to respect where we come from, because people our age laid down that foundation, fought for that, for you guys to get $100,000 a show or whatever, get $30 million deals like Logic and all them. You know what I'm saying? It was fought for by Pac. You know what I'm saying? So you got to show that respect. Other things I've seen today that upset me: another school shooting. That's upsetting. And I think from seeing what happened today, I don't think they're trying to take them alive no more. I think that all that gun debate and all that stuff is going on. I think that they're telling them, hey, there's no more talking them down or hostage negotiation talks. If you get a shot, take it. Because they killed the one today. And thank God he only injured 2 innocent bystanders. And that was in a Maryland school today, early morning, and that's just like, these things are getting out of control. We got to figure out a way to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen anymore. And it's a hard thing to do because everybody thinks they have the solution, but there's so many schools and there's so many troubled kids out there. We don't have the manpower to do it, so we have to rely on everyday citizens and everyday students to pick out the red flags and try to work together to get these people help before they do things like that. That's what I only see the solution as. There's no other solution. You can't take the guns away. It's just not going to happen. And you can't keep blaming the guns because it's not their fault. A gun can't do nothing without you pulling that trigger, picking it up and pulling the trigger. Listen to Nas, I gave you power. What else happened today? Something at FedEx. A bomb went off in FedEx today in Austin, Texas. And I'm not sure all the details on that. That's a little crazy. Things are just getting out of control where people are just like, I think people are just taking out all their frustration on innocent people, and it's just getting out of control. And from that happening, I don't know all the details, but I know that what happened. That's what happened. And a bomb went off at FedEx, and then a bomb went off like a couple hours later, like 2 blocks down the street from there. So that tells me there was a bigger plan going on, and maybe they found some other things and diffused that problem. So I don't know what's really going on out here. So just everybody be safe with that type of stuff. Make sure but all I can say is, man, because the way things are going there, and I don't want to be too somber on it or anything like that, but I think, like, just the people that you got around you that are, good people, and, do your best to help them, and make sure you tell them you love them, and not just tell them, but show them, you know what I mean, and be around good people all the time, and try to keep each other safe and try to prosper each other's life. And that's the only thing I can say to do right now, because it's just, I just don't get it no more, so enough with all that crazy stuff. Like, what else was going on? There was another hot topic. Oh, yeah. Baseball and NBA. We're going to get on a little sports here right now. So, ladies, I understand. You don't want to hear that stuff, but sometimes we got to do this. You know what I mean? There's in the new tax bill that Trump put, there's a word put in there that changes everything when you try to trade your players now. They can't get those tax breaks no more, so they got to be more. I forget the word is real. Instead of a state, they added real in front of the state. So that means that they have to now say what players are worth so much, and for them to get that tax exempt, and it's going to cost them a lot of money. So they're going to be more cautious in every sport, especially the NBA and the major leagues, because their cap is so high, or they don't have one. NFL is going to be able to maneuver around it, but everybody's going to be affected by it. So that's kind of a weird thing, that people like they didn't catch it at first. They did when they thought they got a good tax break. A lot of the companies that own these teams, but when it came down to the assets they really read the fine print, and now they're starting to maneuver around that. They send out memos and stuff for people to do that. So it is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got on the hot topics and shit. I don't know what the fuck Dev's doing. This shit is getting retarded, you know what I mean? He's supposed to be here. He's my co-host. I'm gonna try to text him one more fucking time. Where's my phone? Oh, see where his weird ass
Hey,
is.
what's up, guys? Back. What's going on?
Look who we find. What the fuck? I've been texting you for like 3 days, bro. What the fuck, yo?
Bro, I went to Africa.
Get the fuck.
I went to Africa, man. I went on a safari. Hunted me some lions, some rhinoceros time.
What the fuck is this, bro? No, hold on. Stand up. What the fuck are you wearing right now? What are you wearing, bro? This is what you went out there with? Your safari? This is your safari gear?
Just let off a couple of rounds in the house.
What's with the lights? Were you guys hunting at night or some shit?
Oh, of course. That's how you get hyenas, man.
You were hunting hyenas?
Well, sometimes you just gotta hunt a little bit of everything. I got these kicks too. These are what they get. They told me to get the locals out there. I'm wearing it. Malaria is like the biggest killer out there. It's not really the animals, but you know what I mean.
You had malaria?
No, I didn't have malaria.
Oh.
A lot of people in Africa have malaria.
Was there anybody on your trip catch it? Did you guys have to help anybody out or anything? Did you have to leave anybody?
I don't know his name, but he's not alive any longer.
What the fuck?
No. Listen, don't get worried. Don't get worried. It happens every day.
Is it one of our friends of the show, or how did you?
Let me tell you this, okay? I don't have a camera crew that went out with me.
Okay, so all of our guys are sick.
Yeah, but a couple of guys I met out there died. But I mean, it happens. They get sick. They have malaria. They die. Well, they don't have enough money to pay for their food and everything.
What the fuck? What kind of trip were you on?
Well, listen.
Did you get this out of the back pages? Did you just?
No. But I mean, you go on a safari. I mean, you had a good time. I mean, people died. It was weird.
Did you guys shoot anything? One of the big fives. You know what the big fives are?
Oh, God, give me the big fives, Coach.
The big fives are like. Don't quote me on this, but when I go back and I look into my phone and do it, but the big fives are lions, cheetahs, rhinos, Elephants.
I haven't shot a cheetah, but I shot a lion. I shot a rhino. Go ahead. An elephant? Oh!
I don't know what those are the big fives that everybody goes out there and shoots.
Right.
Did you guys get one of those?
I did. I don't know what that was.
Is that the fucking rhino? Is he dead? Is he dead?
Let me check. Hold on, let me check.
Is he dead?
Let me check. Just hold on. Well, if he's not dead, he's dead now. I just shot him 5 more times.
Holy shit! You bringing back wild boars and shit?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to bring it back. That's the whole point of trophy hunting. I mean, I go out there.
What is the point of trophy? I don't get it.
Okay.
I get why we hunt. I get why we hunt around here because like especially in this area, there's a lot of hunting in this area in central Pennsylvania where we're located at, where we're shooting from, around Happy Valley. I get that there's not, but most people that do that, they say that you're supposed to hunt for food. I don't see why.
Okay, so that's a good question. So when you go over to Africa to hunt, it is a bigoted, asinine thing. I just went go over there to shoot an animal. You know, I paid. It all depends on the animal that you're shooting. I mean, for certain, you can go for a whole expedition that costs $60,000. I have a list of prices here. Hold on, I'll go to
bring them up. Let's bring facts up so we can give them some kind of. Because I just find it like...
Because that way you guys can afford it, but you can't afford it. Only I can afford it, because I'm balling.
You're fucking balling?
I'm balling.
You're out of control, man.
I'm out of control. Well, so is the...
Look how you're fucking dressed. You got me fresh off the plane? You came to the podcast like that? What
of course. Because everybody's got to see me rocking this. Hold on, let me pull up that gallery. I have a gallery photo here of the prices and everything. Right here. Okay, so... for a 14-day, the cost of a successful 14-day hunt for a white rhino with trophy fees included $66,000.
How many days? I'm sorry, I didn't.
14-day hunt.
14 days. That's not bad.
$66,000. If I wanted for a 10-day hunt for Cape Buffalo, but Cape Buffalo are lame. No one wants to hunt a Cape Buffalo. But that's 16.
What the fuck is that?
That's 16,845. They're like water buffalo. They have they're like cows.
With the weird horns.
With the horns that curl up like that. Yeah. A 10-day hippo hunt can cost you $12,000, and then $52,000 for a hunt of 21-day lion safari with lions, buffalo, leopard, and plains game among species available for hunting. So you can shoot anything really that's out there. Gazelles, whatever the things are called, gebosks, I don't know what the hell they're called, but you can hunt those too and shoot them. And that's $52,000, dollars. It was a pretty penny to go hunting. It was a pretty penny. I'll admit to that.
Okay, so I'm getting that, but what is what do you think? You're just saying in your mind, you were just like, I want to go shoot. I just want to go shoot big game.
Because
for what? Hold on. For what reason? Specific reason is it that you want to do it? Just to do it?
Just to do it. Just to go hunt an animal and go kill one, and that's all it really was. Just want to go out there and shoot an animal.
Okay. You don't see anything wrong with that?
Well, what's the point? I mean, here you said that people eat the deer, right? Okay. Uh-huh. And their pheasants and whatever else. But you look around game around here in the States, right? People go out and hunt moose, eat moose meat. You can still eat the meat that comes from these animals over there in Africa. But it all depends on here. Now, we're talking about trophy hunting. See, I'm a trophy hunter. So I just kill things, take pictures with it on Instagram, get about 1,000 likes and 1,000 hate mail comments, telling me that I'm a hashtag douchebag or that I should stop killing all the animals because we're the reason all the animals are dying.
Did you eat what you killed?
Depending. I don't want to eat a lion. Lion meat probably tastes weird. But if I killed a gazelle, I didn't get to kill a gazelle. But if I killed a gazelle, I could probably eat a gazelle.
Yeah, that's where I think the problem is. And I think it's we're not saying you because obviously we know you're not a rich fuck. I think it's more of a egotistical rich fuck thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think you might have got some sponsors. I don't think you... I think you just got to be able to take that trip. You got around them type of people. And I think it's more of an ego stroke, an ego type thing. And again, and this is going into what it really is, it's raping Africa once again because they're saying these are facts right here.
Okay, go ahead.
These are facts on what I was saying. there's a board they have. It's the wildlife, big game. They protect that, and he helped. Trump rewrote those federal rules on elephants and lions and trophies and all that stuff. They're not, and they said that it's not. It's helping them. What the fuck are you doing? It's saying it's helping them by killing them because of the money that it's bringing in to stop poaching. But the numbers say that it's still rising. And our country, crooked as shit as we are, all the people that are on the board of it are NRA people that Trump assigned.
Now hold on.
Lobbyists. They're lobbyists.
Yeah, but go back real quick. So you said that is helping.
No, that's how they're justifying it. But the other side, what do they call those
Conservation?
people? Conservations, the people that protect them, are saying that's not true. Poaching, you know what I mean? Poaching, if you just want to stop it from happening, donate. You're going out and killing it. But the people a lot of these expeditions, a lot of them are legal, but there's a whole bunch of them that are not. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That they're actually poaching. People are paying poachers to show them to kill bigger, where the real, the ones that they're trying to protect. Mm-hmm. They're sneaking them into them areas. Think about that. As a hunter, if you're just saying it as a game sport, you're going to be like, okay, I go over here, and they give you an area and say, hey, you can only hunt in this area, but it's easy. You say, I want to really go hunt the biggest, baddest, the known ones around here. The poachers are saying, okay, off the books, give me $70,000. I'll take you where you can go poach the. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening. So it's a blurred line.
But the flip side of the coin is, Coach, there's also that not happening. Okay, so
it's happening, bro.
But it's also not happening. You don't understand what I'm saying. It's happening, but there's also instances where it's not happening. There are hunters like myself who would go out there and they would pay $50,000 to go on a hunt to go hunt an animal, right? You kill one animal, $50,000, you get out, right? There's a preserve in Nambia where they make most of their money by offering these hunts to trophy hunters. These conservation groups, they go out and they say, hey, you know what? You can go shoot this animal. When they said usually they have a guide with you who takes you to shoot the older or the rogue of the group, either a species that's either killed its own kind or an elephant that is just old and it's it's a drag on them, etc. Something like that. They take you out. They set you up with a guide who takes you out to the animal. They said this is the one you need to put down here. They go. They take it. You shoot it. You get your picture with it, whatever, and then you go on your way. Now, all that money that they got from that goes into protecting those animals, paying for the soldiers that they need to protect the animals, the bodyguards, paying for the vehicles they need to get around the preserve, the building up the boundaries to keep the poachers out, and also to incentivize farmers from destroying their environments. Because a lot of these animals, they're dying because of habitat loss, not just because poachers are out there shooting them. And these farmers out there living their lives, To us, it's the same thing. If I hit a deer with my car, I don't give two shits about the deer that, died. But people say, oh, the lion, oh, the elephant, But to people in Africa, those animals are the same animals they've seen every damn day. There's nothing special about them to them. So, you know what I mean? They're like, who cares? I gotta feed my kids, African people have problems.
Hold on, but it's saying that. Oh, go ahead, finish.
But my ending point here is that you have to find a way to give farmers money because they're going to want to try and protect the animals too, and conserve them. But the thing is, they have their own problems and issues going on.
So they're going to take illegal money.
No, not illegal money. I mean,
not all of them.
Right.
Not all of them. Because like I said, my grandfather, I'm named after him. Mm-hmm. My name, you Google my name. And it'll show you exactly who he is and what he's done and what he's about. He's a game commissioner. He did all this in this country. It's just like this. It's if you think just like we're fucking flipping out about immigrants coming over here. Mm-hmm. What if Africans came over here and started shooting our deer and our things? What would our country do? What the fuck would they do? Let's be real.
Flip out. Say
they flip the fuck out.
Okay, we gotta build a wall.
It would be the worst thing ever. And we're not just talking about like is there people making, but are the right people making the money off of it? You can't tell me that's not a dirty game. It's a dirty fucking
it has to.
game.
But it's just like what you do with like drugs.
Very little. The trickle down from that, very little are the real people, like the conservation people or whatever.
Conservation groups.
The farmers that really are really fucking trying to protect and do what they're doing are getting pennies on the dollar of that money. The fucking snakes and all that are getting that money, and we're helping that, like we're like making it like, because Obama stopped it from happening. He was like, you can shoot it over there, go ahead, but you can't bring it over here no more without, you know what I'm saying? You just can't do it. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things, like you just be like, what do you do with a fucking elephant after you shoot it? What do you do with it?
You got it mounted. But then you have to bring the mount back or something.
What? Have you ever seen a mounted elephant in somebody's crib?
You might, if you're a rich mother. Have you been
I
to a
don't
rich
know.
house?
I've been in a rich mom, not billionaires, but
right. That's what I'm saying. But maybe they got elephants house. I've never been, so I can't definitively. You know what? That's something now I gotta look up. How many mounted elephant heads are there in the world?
Just like, I understand what they'll do with the body. They'll let the scavengers get it.
Yeah, right. And take it to the village. Someone.
Now the scavengers are getting husky. Like, they gave us food.
Yeah.
Now, but they're attacking. The less weak. It's an ecosystem. I think they're just disrupting the ecosystem, like that food chain.
Right, and I agree because but it's just like anything that happens here. There's people that'll go hunting without a license. There are people that'll go and do stuff, but it's up to the people that respect the game. And I'm going to tell you this. Most people that are hunters, especially if they're the people that are respectable and they really are appreciative of the game of trophy hunting, they're paying the legal fees to go over there and then go shoot the animal and then come back, because and then usually the people that have that, they have the kind of money to be spending on it. Like what kind of low-end millionaire are you that you have to be like, well, I can't do this the legal way, so I'm going to call up a guy who's over there.
No, I think it's
but
more
I agree it does happen. I agree.
It's a rush. It's the rush thing.
Right.
Because if you're doing it legal, not to interrupt you, but if you're doing it legal, you're getting it tells you that. National Bureau, it says that there's a specific, like you said, with the older, the problem ones, but they're looking at, they want the ones that you can see. You see that are getting the family ones that are getting the respect that everybody's the heads. They're not going to treat the poachers are treating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's anybody wants that. As a hunter, you ask a hunter. Like I'm telling you, we had this conversation before with my grandfather. He's a hunter, but he does not fucking believe in that game of that big trophy hunting because it says it's unnecessary. And in poaching, he owned lands. I remember my grandmother coming off on our back porch because somebody was coming across our land. And the land, you can't hunt on the land. Mm-hmm. You can't hunt. And she pulled out the gun, and they were chasing a bear and a deer down to kill him. While the bear was chasing
the deer.
Right. And they were trying to kill, and that's you know what I mean? They fight for that type shit.
Right.
But then there's those people that were chasing that would kill them motherfuckers, knowing it's illegal.
Let me tell you this, okay?
And all they had to do was pay for a hunting license.
Right. But here's what I was going to say, too. You said, I heard the point that you made that hunting over Africa is unnecessary. Is it necessary for us to go hunt deer? Is it necessary for us to go shoot a quail? Is it necessary for me to go hunt a moose in Canada or a black bear in our neighborhood? Is it necessary?
I don't think you can kill a black bear.
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Yes, they have bear season. And they have bear season with bows, and they have bear season with rifles.
Oh.
It's crazy.
I don't know too much about I know about the specifics of what, the questions that I ask.
I grew up in Hiltonville, so, I know. But I'll tell you
this is definitely bridging the gap, bro.
Yeah.
Look at you. You would straight up go to Africa and fucking shoot. Would you, though, Def? Honest to shit, Def. If somebody was like, hey, let's go. You can come with us on an expedition, and possibility.
I would, but I would do it totally legally, and I would do it by the book as it was said. I would go over, like I said, like there's a 56 thou. You'd pay to maybe go hunt a white rhino, right?
Right.
You'd pay 56 thou to go hunt a white rhino. You'd go over there, and you would get on the guide. The guy would say, hey, we're going to take you to where they are, because we go like a Namibia preserve, right? Mm-hmm. You understand, again, all the money, in my eyes, it's almost like I'm doing a charity thing, because I'm giving this conservation place all this money, and all I'm doing is shooting one fucking animal. But I mean, I'm not acting like you should be
It's
grateful.
funny that you're so innocent that you believe that's what's really happening.
Right.
I get what you're saying, but you're saying you would do that on them, and I would knock nobody if it was done right way and what they're saying
Right.
why it's being done. I would respect that.
But I'll even tell you this too. This is just what I was looking at. Okay, so like you saw that you saw me that post on Facebook where they said the last male white rhino died.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, it's weird that was actually a post, and I feel like it's misleading because if you go to WWF, which is the World Wildlife Federation website, the white rhino is listed as critically endangered. However, has a population of 30,000. That's the estimated population. It's critically endangered, critically threatened. Right? But it's still crazy to me is they're making it sound like the species is doomed to extinction, even though I went to WWF and it sounds like there's some still existing in the wild. Mm-hmm. So when I look at that and I think about it, I say, so what gives? Because if you went back to 1912, there was only 100 white rhinos left. And then they introduced that trophy hunting system like we said, and now we have rhinos that are actually surviving and thriving after the big game, the trophy hunting was introduced, because they would go in, and it wouldn't just be rhinos. They would hunt an elephant, right? Go kill an elephant.
Yeah, there's a
And
top
then they would bring
five.
money
I'm
back
trying to
in,
find
you know,
the top five. What says that? Go ahead.
Big five. But
the
yeah,
big
right.
five, yeah.
But you'd bring that money back in, and they would use that to help set up programs to help keep the white rhinos alive because they're being poached. You know how much money it is for ivory and like tusks from rhinos? Rhino, like people. This is what's crazy, and this will probably fix.
It's a black market fucking.
But this is what I'm saying, Coach. You know what really fixed this problem? If these dumb, superstitious people that lived in the Taiwan and in Laotian and or Laos and all them would just realize that like it doesn't actually do anything, because they have deep beliefs, like almost religious beliefs, that that rhino horn will save you and help cure you of hangovers, illness.
How do we know it don't?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you just use traditional medicine? I mean, I don't know. You're right. I personally don't know.
We're in a country that's ran by drugs, pharma.
Right, but I'm saying
countries over there don't live like. There's people that live on natural countries that live to be 100 in those countries, so they have their own.
So here's a question I'm going to ask our good friend Google here, and we'll look at a couple things. Does rhino horn have any health benefits?
Well, Google's pretty much American ran.
Right, but scientifically speaking, because they're not doing the research over there, they just know for how thousands.
They just
years.
know what their people been doing for years, why they're living like peaceful lives. Most countries, where are we at on the list of our life expectancy?
Okay, here we go. Hold on. This is what Google reads. This is according to PBS.org. Okay. In tradition, Chinese medicine, the horn, which is shaved or ground into a powder and is dissolved in boiling water, is used to treat fever, what the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. Gout and other disorders. It is believed that there may be some truth behind the rhino horn's ability to detect poisons, which is linked to the composition of the horn. So maybe it has an ability. Maybe it does have some kind of disability. Okay, but I'm saying like, what's better, Big Pharma or rhino horns? What do you?
We don't know.
Right.
Have you ever you took medicine from Big Pharma?
But I've never had gout, and I don't like taking medicine from Big Pharma.
But you're talking about different. Yeah.
I'd rather just die. It's like, yeah, no, I don't want to give you guys another dime. I'd rather just die.
Because I mean, where we're at, man. I understand, man. There is if there's something like the only time I'll bring this up. I ain't scared. Is like only disease I had. I got burnt once when I was like 19 years old. Running up in a dirty chick. Got gonorrhea. Mm-hmm. They gave me the pill. Yeah. It's gone. They stuck something down my tip of my fucking
Johnny.
Which I was like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But they gave me the pill.
I think I could still see the fucking hole.
Get the fuck out of here. No homo shit over here.
Yeah, listen.
But they gave me the pill. It was gone within.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I went to the girl and was like, yo, clean yourself up. So I understand that part about it. But do I know that pill it could have did something to me because of the research and all that. Because Big Pharma spends 11 times more into advertising than they do the research.
Right, of course.
So do I know the long-term effect of what the fuck they just gave me? Because
No.
it's different every year.
No, you're
how
right.
they treat it. So I could have got something that fucked me over. But if I'm over there in wherever bumfuck Africa,
And someone
someone
tells you,
in one of them towns and they're shaving a fucking
Horn, and they
yeah,
say-
and they like, take this, you're good.
Yeah.
It's something they've done for 1,000 years, and somebody who took it back in 80 years ago is
felt better
kicking
after
at
he got the
100.
flu. Yeah. Or,
You
you know what I mean?
know what I mean?
There's some guy who's misdiagnosed, right? He's got the flu, and then like one day, like back in the day,
Uh-huh.
he had his immune system fixed it, but he's like, you know what, I'm going to try to feel better? Rhino horn. He just tried it, and then his immune system beat it, and then like they're all believing like Rhino horn will fix it. Right? Even though it's probably just their immune system fighting off whatever bug they have. I mean, is it
So you're saying
what we need to do?
natural.
You know what? Now that we said this, I think what we have to do.
We have
now-
to do a study.
No, we don't do a study. We just have to go. Now we have to go pay a poacher to get us rhino horn. We're going to have to pay about, I believe it's like $10,000 a kilo for some rhino horn.
Hey, whoa! Don't mention kilos. The feds are still
The
after
feds
me
are watching.
for some shit I did way back. Don't worry.
Well,
Don't
for a
mention
kilo of
kilos.
rhino horn, so let's get some
I'm
rhino
just
horn.
playing.
We'll take it. We'll shave it. We'll boil it in some water, and then we'll get you. What? You gonna go get up in a dirty girl again? Is that what's gonna happen?
No, hey, you're a crash dummy. You're young. This is how we're bridging the gap. Devin does all the crash dummy stuff.
But
No,
yeah, so
I would like to know though. I would like to. That is actually interesting. I would like to sit with somebody that has went around and had a conversation with them
right about the rhino horn.
about not just the rhino horn, about different how people like,
Western medicine.
yeah, how people not just our Western against
Yeah, Eastern.
against what other people are doing and life expectancy. That's an interesting topic. I wonder, is there fucking research on that? We're gonna have to
There
look
is.
that up.
Well,
If there is, drop it in the comments because I'm looking up shit all the time. I'll forget it. Anybody sees this, please. We need those comments,
if you
like,
don't,
shares.
I'm gonna poach you.
Yeah, I'm sending Devin out. Stand up, Dev. Show him what.
Show him again.
Show him where you're ready to go. Look, he's got his knife in his pocket. He's ready to go. Fresh off the fucking safari, bro. I can't believe you went this out. I love it. I love it. You gotta love it. We're gonna tie the knife on the end of this.
Oh, like bayonet it. Yeah, bayonet it. That's what's up.
After, if you miss with a shot, go get him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But definitely do that. Let us know all that type of stuff. We want to know that. So bottom line is we're really not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We're
And you know
both
what?
looking at.
And you know what? And I'm going to tell you this.
Mhm.
Just like how there's anything in life that we look at,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's always going to be someone who's doing it right, and there's going to be people that are doing it wrong.
Good, evil, good, bad.
And
Yeah.
you know, no matter what we do, they're always going to find a way. You know what I mean? Just like how people do in business where they find loopholes or anything like that. No matter what we do, Coach, they're going to find a way. But there's going to be people that are going to do the good thing, which is they're going to pay the money.
And
they're
those are
gonna
the
go out
people
there.
that get bottom
And
line,
they're going
get
to
screwed.
help. But they're still going to, and that money is still going to help. I understand what you're saying about making donations. She the knife. But I know what you're saying about people making donations. But like, how many people are really like? Because like, on a business standpoint, saving the lions and the tigers is not profitable. No one's going to make money off that unless you do trophy hunting. That's it. But I'm saying like, I'm saying,
Yeah.
you're not making money. Who's donating to be like, oh yeah, I'll donate to this and help you do for your conservation?
But there is the most successful ones are fucking crazy people that donate to like PETA.
What do you mean?
PETA, like fucking successful people that are like you can't, like cat people.
Yeah, right.
They will give all their fucking money to a, you know, they'll leave it when they die to us.
But that's the only thing.
There is a lot of people, but the
But-
people aren't doing, like the people in charge are saying, oh my God, she's going to give us $2 million. We're going to take $1 million of it and say we're going to find a way.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
That's what goes on.
But not just that, too. I was just thinking about it, too. It's different whenever you're talking about your cats and your sheep and your
No,
stuff
how
like
is
that.
it different?
How is it different? It's
The
'cause
pride
it's-
of their country is a lion, elephants.
Listen.
Those are pride of their country.
No, you're not listening. Look, because these animals.
No, you're like disconnecting from it because it's not your country. Is what
Right,
you're saying.
no. Listen, just listen. Okay, the animals that we have here are domesticated. They are mass produced. There are too many fucking house cats laying around the road. But we talk about the sheep, whatever, the PETA. Because when I think of PETA, I think of people fighting for animals' rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, people shouldn't beat their dogs and all that other stuff, right?
No,
but
it's
here's what I'm
more
saying.
than that, bro.
But listen, you donate money to these organizations over in Africa, right? It's not just that easy because it takes time. They have to breed to get the population back up. And you can't just start shoving, jizz up in lion pussies. I mean, you can. That's fucking sick.
No, you could just stop killing lions and they would grow. Their shit would grow over years.
They grow back, right. But they also suffer from other problems that aren't just poachers. You got habitat loss and everything else. And you have to go pay money to redevelop that.
I get that, but you can't
tell me. It's not instant return. It's hard. It's not just as easy as and you also got the climate issues, I guess, with the global warming and all that other jazz that's changing their environment. And it's hard. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's different because you can donate money to PETA, and PETA's going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to make an inspirational video.
We're not saying PETA itself.
Right, but
we're
I'm saying organizations
okay,
like that.
We're saying, we'll say this, do this. If you guys are saying, okay, when there's so much, the guy that runs the place made over 500 kills in Africa last year. The guy that Trump appointed, which is an NRA lobbyist, which I agree is excessive. Let me finish. He made 500 kills out there last year. That's just him alone. Okay, so that means how many trips have you been to, or how many freaking things have you killed? Is there a limit on it? It doesn't say that. So that's something that's more deep things that we'd have to research. But what I'm saying is, okay, you guys got a club. It's like a club. You know who all goes out there and spends that money. It's a very select few of the population in the world. Start a club and say, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our money, and we're gonna make sure we're gonna put together a global people that participate, and we're gonna globally come up with a plan that we implement and support to make sure it's done, instead of just giving the money to poachers, basically, because that's what they're doing. They're giving it to. They think they're giving it to president, but they're just saying, I just want to do this, so I'll pay you whatever it does. That's how rich people do things. Right. If they don't want to follow the rules, what do?
Right, they go to somebody else.
I don't want to hunt the old fucking guy that's limping across the field. I want to hunt a young.
Right, I get you.
Think of Ted Nugent. Just watch Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent, if he was allowed to, and I'm pretty sure he has paid some money in some weird country to hunt a human. Think about that. I really do. Because he shows that. He says that. And I don't think that's an act. I think that's just real. And I think that's how these, what they will do.
Right, of course.
And if you have money, what can you do?
Everything.
You can make it happen.
Right.
So.
But,
there's not too many people that are following the rules, is what I'm saying.
Right. I just had a point that,
sorry,
that
I didn't mean to inject you.
No, you're good. No, but I semi-agree with you, make a club, because you gave me an idea. Why don't you make a club, and really, the reason why we're preserving these animals now is to be hunted. And people are saying, because that's what it is.
No, hold on. What do you mean, that's what...
I mean, if you're paying money, because I'm looking at it as a business standpoint and a bottom line, because that's how the world operates. No one gives out money without trying to make money, right? And it's the way of the world, everybody. So if you don't like it, too bad. I'm sorry, I had to throw it out there. Yeah, if you didn't already know.
And that's just the bottom line.
That's not how I like to operate it, but I don't like to operate that way. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to make money. So what I'm saying is that what are you gonna do? Because you're right, that makes sense. There's a select few group of people in the world. Why wouldn't they just, instead of going out there to kill animals, which, and another thing, and that's the 500 limit thing, I'll come back to that. But why wouldn't you get that group of people to sit down and just say, listen, why don't you guys just pay the money to help pay for these conservation groups to keep the animals alive? Because that's what these animals are alive for us to hunt them anymore. I mean, they're not just there to exist because the people, and again, that sucks for the people of Africa. But at the same time, the people of Africa, just like how, if there's some kind of injustice going on here in America, I can't always be bothered with everything because I got my own life going on. Just like people in Africa over there got their own stuff going on. Now, the 500 kills, that's excessive. And
that's just one person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's excessive. And
the head of the people that go over there.
Right, and it's excessive. They need to make restrictions and laws on how many animals over there you can kill, just like they do here. You have to pay and purchase for certain tags for how many deer you want to kill and stuff like that. And you're only allowed a certain limit because they they tell you the population of the animals. They're like, hey, there's only this many deer this year, guys, so this is the amount of tags you guys can legally get. And you still have to pay for each tag, like your doe tag, your buck tag, whatever. Just like they should have to go over there when they go to hunt like a lion, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
After a certain amount of lions, they only give out so many tags per year to the masses. They're saying, all right, look at it like this. Right now, we have an estimated population of, we'll say in the country of Sudan or Zambia, we have like a population of like 20,000 lions. We're only giving out 1,000 tags for people to go hunt lions, right? They only give out that many. If anybody else wants to pay, they aren't getting it. And you said 500 kills from one person. One person should only be able to go out and hunt.
Just think about
that's 1 year.
That's like 1.25 a day.
Right, exactly. That's crazy how many animals they've killed. So I agree with that. I agree that's excessive. I agree that's not helping anything. But I'm saying there's money to be made to help preserve the communities of animals that live there. And we have to accept that because that's the
understand that.
That's the cold, hard reality of it. And I know people don't want animals to get shot and they don't want them to die.
It's not more or less of that.
Right.
To me, what I'm seeing of
right.
I'm seeing it as, I get what you're saying. It is, I understand it. I understand the circle of life.
Right.
Hakuna Matata. I understand. Hakuna Matata.
I mean, that means no worries for the rest of your days, but go ahead.
What's the circle of life from that, though? That's what
They just sing Circle of Life.
Circle of Life, yeah.
Circle of Life.
Okay, that song.
Yeah, right.
The circle of life means, like, pretty much the food chain and all that stuff. Like, it's going to have to happen. You're going to have to die. You know what I'm saying? The younger, stronger people are going to, as you get, you know what I mean? And the top of the food chain is always going to eat. So, but the bottom line is, like, they're, like, you can't, like, I don't see it as a way, like, you just, like, okay, we're sitting over here, like, yeah, we're going to go big game hunt. The people that are making these decisions, this is what bothers me. I don't give a fuck about, we talked about this. I don't care. I understand that people are going to hunt and all that. And I understand that there's some people that might, you go out there and they're going to do it properly. Mm-hmm. But these people are not thinking in the manner of, really, we're trying to conserve fucking population. They're not. They're not thinking like that. They're thinking with their ego and their money, being like, what do you mean we can't go to Africa no more? We're going to rape Africa for every fucking thing. That's what I see it as. And that's what it keeps happening from this country over here. From everything that you read, they keep raping that beautiful land without trying to preserve it.
Right.
They go and run when it has course to like legal thing, but they never go over there and stop the things. And if you're going to preserve it. Then you can do all of, shooting other animals you want. But it's just like they're using the land for egotistical things. That's
right.
what I'm saying. And that's what bothers me about it. I don't give a fuck about it. If you want to go game hunting, you do it properly, because I understand the circle of life. I understand how it works. But you can't keep raping a land and just like saying
right.
for ego.
Well, here's what it's going to come down to. Either the people that go out there and they do it are going to wisen up because that's their supply of money and or their entertainment or whatever have it. And if they keep going out there being assholes, they're not going to have any animals left to shoot. Or you pay money, that way you understand and know that, hey, if we preserve the species, I can come out here and take my kids here and whatever else to hunt this animal while helping to maintain the species and keep it alive because I pay money for it. That's what I'm saying, and that's the bigger point because
well, hold on, what's the bigger? What do you mean? The bigger point.
The bigger point is
you can't say what the bigger point.
The bigger point is. This is the bigger point.
Bigger point to what? Hold on for a second. When you say stuff like that, you mean like you're saying you said the bigger point.
The bigger point here is, and as I was about to say,
yeah.
The bigger point here is that if we don't find some way to keep the species of animals alive over there, that has the interests of people that are actually going to go over there and do it, and afford to be able to keep them alive, then they're going to go extinct. That's it. That's just how it is.
No, I think you're just like on one side of the narrative, bro. You're just one side, believe it. You're thinking like, okay, it's cool to go do it. And this is the only way that's being done. When there's other sides of the people that are actually out there in the trenches, you never hear the people that are actually in the trenches saving animals, giving them care and all that. You just hear what you read. I read the trenches. I read the people that are actually in the trenches working, and of course some of their narrative is going to say, "Oh, but they're not lying about what they're saying. They're saying what they're saying is bullshit. It's not helping. Of course, the money is not going towards this. It's going towards poachers. It's going towards people that are getting them their ego strokes. I look at that. It's not, they can't, what you're reading, what I just read to you about the government, our government, about appointing, protecting wildlife and all that, and overturning everything and doing everything to make it easy for people to just go kill animals and bring them back home. They don't care about preserving animals, bro. They'll just be like, we're gonna fucking shoot that. If we're not gonna be able to make billions of dollars off that trade, we're gonna wipe that out and we'll move on to something else, like they do everything. And that's where I listen to the people in the trenches. I don't listen to fucking Joe Schmo.
How are the people in the trenches going to afford to give the care to the animals, get them where they need, supply them, keep them alive, keep the poachers away, and do all that?
They don't have to. This country is built on people that bust their ass and find ways without sucking cock of the people with money. Mm-hmm. That's what this is where we're disconnected at. This is why we do this show, Bridging the Gap. This is where we're disconnected at. Because I'll never suck a cock for money just to say, oh, I gotta bow down. We're gonna fucking figure out the way to do it. And if we can't go down with the ship, it's worse sometimes to take money from, because that's the devil, bro. That's a whole bunch of fucking...
Oh, God, now we're getting religious.
No, I'm just saying, It's a whole bunch of fucking shit that goes with that. If you rely on some rich people, they use you like fucking and throw you away when they're done with you. The people in the trenches are not thinking about, oh, okay. You know how many people come to them and say, hey, yeah. It's like it's all fucking like the people that actually, put it like this, the people that actually doing the work in the trenches are not the people at the top. They're in the same organization,
right? But
they're not the ones that are making the decisions to take the money. The ones in the trenches are like, this is just fucking horrible. I wish people could see this. You know what I'm saying? And if they try to do anything, they get fired or they get silenced. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in everything that has to do with money.
Right, I agree. But
I'm saying the process doesn't work.
Right.
You can't say that money is going to cover it. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm just saying that this is, that's the way it's going to happen. Or what's going to happen is if there's not enough supply money to help stop the poaching, help bring back environment loss, and incentivize farmers, because I said, like, I'm telling you that it's just the way of the world. People don't give a shit about the environment. They don't give a shit about animals. They do, but not enough to like really fucking do something half the time, is what I'm saying. And I'm saying that these people, they're not gonna have the incentives or the money to do that. And eventually, what's gonna happen is the animals are just going to die off. That's essentially what's going to happen. That's fine. That is completely fine. You know what? Fuck it. I'm against trophy hunting, I guess. You know?
And no, you ain't gonna be against it, but I'm thinking
I'm against trophy hunting. Don't kill animals. I don't want animals to die. Right? Mm-hmm. Fine. Let them do what they're doing over there and they've been doing. Mm-hmm. And I just hope and pray the animals survive.
I think they would survive. They survived before trophy hunting. Why wouldn't they survive now?
But I'm saying that the populations and numbers of certain animals before the introduction of trophy hunting in the 1900s, the early 1900s, their numbers dwindled. And then, like I said, they introduced trophy hunting where they started getting money to the reserves and stuff or the conservations and reserves out there. And they started making money, which they used to, be able to push poachers out and, help with the environment loss and do the research they needed to do and get the supplies out there if they found the sick populations of rhinos, if they had some kind of disease, or elephants or giraffes or fucking, I don't know, fucking
I believe it's a struggle. And there's inner
and that's what I'm saying too, is there's only so much
counterproductive.
Good. That's what I'm saying, is there's only so much good you can do at your level. I agree with what you're saying. If it didn't have to be done, in my eyes, then I wouldn't do it. In my eyes. I'm just saying, to effectively do it. To where it's going to help increase their numbers, because it's a time game, because it takes time to do it, to get the numbers of a species up, right? It takes time, just like, everything, because like trees, like, when you cut down trees, it takes time for those trees to go, so what they do, they just go to separate areas whenever they cut down trees and let the other ones grow, and then they come back and they cut them down, let them grow, give them 20 years and circle back around. But that's where I'm at with it. So you know, I don't want. Here's what I'll say. I don't want it to be where you have to do it and you have to go trophy hunting. I just say that I like the idea that you kill one animal, you pay $50,000. In exchange, that gives you enough money to the conservation groups and reserves that they can go and save tons of species of animals, not just the one animal that you shot. And that's helping them out. I'm not saying, but I said I don't want it to be that way.
I get what you're saying. I just think that you're like giving too much credit to that people are doing it the right way.
Oh, no.
It's a low percentage. It's a low percentage.
Okay.
It's a low percentage.
You have a statistical number right in front of your face.
No, I can go through all this and find statistics. We all can. You can come up with a statistic.
I'm saying it's like I could tell you it's a high percentage, and the low percentage is the bad people. You could tell me it's a high percentage, but I don't have the number, and you don't have the number. So me and you both can't definitively say that.
No, I can't definitively say it off of numbers.
Right.
I can't definitively say because I didn't experience it. I don't live there.
But you can't.
So you got to gather as much information that you can find. This is how you make an educated decision, Dev.
Right.
You got to find as much credible information, that research that you can find and say, and then it's more of your values and your morals that makes your decisions. Mm-hmm. Because my values and my morals might get in the way. This might be true. What you're saying might actually be true.
Right.
But in my mind, I know when there's large amounts of money to go from my experience in life. And I've dealt with not nowhere near those type of money, but I've dealt with a lot of money and how it makes people do unmoral things.
Right.
On that level. So I can just imagine. I've been around rich fucks that ain't even on that level. And I know their ego. They want what they can't have. They say to them, okay, this is what we offer. This is what we do. And they'd be like, well, I'll give you $25,000 if I can go. I want this. And then it turns into, they find ways to say, try to find a moral way to say, okay, we're getting $25,000 more dollars. And it's going to help us in the end. But really, it's helping people's pockets. And they're saying, they find a way to say, this is why we're doing it.
But the only thing I can say is, again, me and you both can't definitively say most people this, most people that. I know what you're saying, because it's your decision, it's what you're thinking. It's
my moral compass.
It's what you gathered up, and then that's your
it's just my moral compass. I don't know if it is true. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe.
Fair enough.
So we gotta agree to disagree. With your weird ass. You're out there. I'm sending you out there like that. See if you come out with something.
Bro, I'm gonna come out with that plastic knife, and I'm gonna see if I can't kill me a fucking lion.
Shit. Where'd it go? Did I drop it? Or you
you had it. You sheaved it, bro.
I'm ready to go. I'll go out and kill like this.
just
with a nice silent killer.
I'll tell you what. That'd be worth $50,000. You want a real thrill? Try and go kill a lion with a knife. Just you and a knife.
Oh man, I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with none of them. I'm actually gonna try to be friends with them. You see them people that like raised those? I think there's a guy that raised some lions or something like that, tigers and shit. Twins. They were like, and they came after years. They had to let them go because they were big, right? And they let them go. And I think it was after like 15 years he came back to where he let them go at.
Yeah.
And they came out and they seen him and they were like, "What's up?"
Yeah, they played with them and stuff like they were like little cats, you know.
That's how I see animals. They're like dogs. Like I was away. I had my dog. My dog ran away. The first dog I ever had. I'm not a fucking crazy animal person, but I loved her. I loved her. She's my dog. I had her for 8 months. And she fucking, I don't know how she got. I think they caught her in the city and took her way out. But she ended up fucking 15 miles in a kennel out there. So we put up fucking flyers and shit like that to find her. And we found the kennel, went out there, got her. She's all in the cage like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you dumbass, why the fuck you run away? Took her back home. And then some situations happened. And the owner, I was like, yo, you got to take the dog back. I was like, you got to take the dog for a minute. It's moving situations and doing that shit. You got to take the dog. She took the dog back, and then she ended up moving. And I'm like, where are you taking my dog? She didn't tell me till after. It was down in Texas. Then she calls me, and she's like, hey, I'm going to be up in the area if you want to see the dog. It was like 2.5 years later. And the dog, last time the dog seen me was 8 months.
But they're still
as soon as she seen me, bang, she came to me like...
Yeah, like loving you up.
Like, and then it was from the moment I spent there, she was no longer following her and the family that she's been around for those 2.5 years. She followed me and the kids that she knew from when she was puppy.
So those things, that's where I kind of get those kind of feelings through like animals. And I think out in Africa that they have fucking lions and elephants that are actually their friends.
They domesticated.
Yeah, like they're not domesticated like you hang out in my house.
Yeah, but I mean, like
But
they
they-
come around and you just like see them.
Yeah, and you be like, and they name them. They be like, hey, and they come over and elephant throws water
Yeah,
at
just-
them and
yeah.
grabs the kids and plays. I believe that.
Right. I agree too. But and I'm not saying like I don't love animals whenever I talk about
No,
this.
I'm not saying that.
Actually that's quite the opposite. The reason why I love animals so much, because it's the same thing here. That when you hunt animals, when you're a hunter here in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and you go deer hunting, you know what I mean. Most hunters you talk to say, "Oh, I love deer. I love deer hunting. I love feeding my family off of them." And you know, like when I see deer, like I always like if I have kids, I'll like pull up, stop, and go, "Stop, look at the deer out there, kids." Like you know that
Right.
kind of thing. You know, they like run away or they cross the road or whatever. Just like you know any other animal you find around here. I mean, ask my mother. I used to go catch snakes with my bare hands. I used to love the animals no one loved. I love snakes and turtles and frogs.
Because you're a fucking weirdo. Look how you just fucking dressed up for
Well,
today's podcast.
Whatever, bro. I'll own this shit. I'll own this.
I
shit.
love it. No, you got it's respect.
I own
It's
this shit.
respect.
But anyway, as I say, it was like I would go catch those animals. Like those were my animals, man. Like I love those kind of things. And but the moral compass that I look at for like these animals, their generations of their families of the animals will not last in the next 100 years if there's not like some way to hunt them and make because it's like the preservation of a species. Like cows, chickens are such a lucky species, you know, because they're as a species. I'm not looking at them as individual animals, as a species, because we mass produce them to make food, and you know, like. And that's why, like, you know, the dodo bird went extinct because we were just killing it. We were just killing them to eat them, right? But then we weren't breeding them. We weren't breeding the dodo birds, and then the population went away. Chickens and stuff are so lucky because we bring in the genetic diversity because we keep breeding them.
So why don't we do that then? Why don't we take a certain why don't we get the eggs and do all the shit we know we can do,
right?
And leave them alone. Let them nut in a cup.
Yeah.
And then go mass produce them.
Right.
And put them over there and let them go do that. Leave the natural, natural philosophy, like the way of life is.
But cloning,
I don't think God said.
That's the thing is cloning's it's a touchy subject between the scientific and community because they're like, well, can we really just start cloning animals and put them back in the?
No, you don't put them back. You put them because it could turn into a Jurassic Park type situation. No. Think about it. Think about it. If you I'm always thinking about segregation and everything, like segregating certain things. But just think if you just got like the fucking cells, you know, the nut from all of them, and you went and fucking produced them, but you put them in a place and gated them up and say, here, you can go hunting these.
Right, I think now I'm seeing what you're saying.
What if that shit, they turned into fucking, crazy fucking, creatures and shit? Just...
Nah, it's hard, because, Jurassic Park's a different story, because it's not theoretically possible. I know what you're saying, because you could change the genome, make genetic monster rhinos...
They turn into something.
That are just... when they grow up, they're just, bigger, muscular than all the other rhinos.
Bro, you don't believe Jurassic Park could happen?
Not in the sense...
Do you believe there was dinosaurs?
I believe there's dinosaurs.
So you have to believe that anything can happen. Because they're not here no more. You think they just went away because of what?
Well, I'm saying
because they weren't fucking mass
it's
trophy hunting.
I'm talking scientifically. The DNA that comes from their bones and everything is pretty much gone because it disintegrates over a 20,000 year time period. They've been dead 65 million years. Their bones might still exist because they're made of a mineral and they're solidified by the help of rock. You know, because they get underground so much pressure that the bones become something different.
Bones, yeah. Right. I mean, but them life-wise.
Yeah, but I'm saying
we're not talking about bones.
But to bring back an actual dinosaur would be near impossible, only because you need a DNA sample and then you would have to clone it with something probable. See, Jurassic Park,
you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
What?
You're saying you're making it seem like I'm saying bringing back dinosaurs.
Oh no!
I'm saying dinosaurs happened at this time. We're happening what we're going through this time. Anything can happen tomorrow, is what I'm saying. If you believe that there was dinosaurs on this planet before, and we're here and how complicated we are right now, what's next?
Oh,
is what I'm saying.
Right.
Anything can fucking happen.
Yeah, they clone it.
And especially if we're playing with it.
Super intelligent rhinos with
and a fucking dish spills into something else and something happens. How does, every superhero fucking, Spider-Man. It was an accident. right?
I'm just saying, like, you get like a group of like super intelligent rhinos that like hold guns.
Let's not overthink it.
I don't think, hey, whatever.
No. I'm saying like what you were saying, like
anything.
bringing back fucking diamond. We're not thinking about. That's what I meant by overthinking, not what you were saying. But yeah, anything could fucking happen. We don't know.
Right. But I know what you're saying. It's a touchy subject amongst the scientific community. You're thinking, why don't we just put them in the pens? It's not a bad idea. I agree.
I think it would get
But the
crazy.
thing is, too, is like it's an equilibrium of an ecosystem because those animals are meant to not be there anymore, not just because of poaching, but because of other things. And other species of animals thrive. If you just like reintroduce, like you bred or cloned 100, different rhinos, right? Like say they're almost extinct. You clone different rhinos. You just throw them back out in the population amongst all the animals.
Oh, that would turn into bad. That would be all bad.
Because then they would just all those animals that you just brought into existence in an ecosystem.
The real rhinos are gonna be like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
And if they don't accept weirdos, one, they're gonna either kill that motherfucker real quick.
Yeah.
Or that motherfucker's gonna lead the pack.
Right, but I'm saying too, you gotta think about like from the environment, like the food supply. You introduced like 100 new rhinos where there was like gazelles that came in and filled their place, right? Because the population of rhinos was down, the gazelles could go up because they could eat more food and there's more, territory.
But that happens.
Yeah, right.
It happens naturally.
Right.
Sometimes the gazelles population's up, sometimes the rhinos up, sometimes it all does.
But I'm saying it's
naturally.
But then to artificially do it is what I'm saying. That would mess things up in the ecosystem because you would artificially go in and be like, yeah, we'll just throw 100. Oh, the rhino population's dwindling. Oh, we'll just clone 100 rhinos.
No, we don't want to do
Right.
that.
But,
we don't want to. We want them we want the natural ones that have been naturally bred all this time to let them keep growing. If it's out of control, then you say, okay. Just like, man, now we're going into population control. Now it's getting weird.
No.
Because I'm thinking in my brain too, like the way that they're thinking. We're expendable like that as we're going into it, bro.
Yeah.
We just came there. We're expendable. Like, I don't understand, like I do understand why China, and because this is a Christian country, and it says be fruitful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can have so many kids, and they'll basically take care of the kids. After you have so many kids, I'm not sure if this law goes. I think after you have 14 kids, you get paid as a parent. Not from welfare, you get paid. Like, you don't have to pay taxes, all that shit. I can't remember if that law is still in existence. But it was in like 1997 because I knew somebody that did it. He didn't have to pay child support.
That's crazy.
It was weird. But I think that's because it was on Christian values. Be fruitful. They're not going to say, that's why there's so many fightings with the abortions.
Abortions,
yeah, because this is a Christian-ran company.
Country.
But it is a company.
Yeah, maybe.
It is a...
No, let's not talk about corporatocracy. We're going to get so far off the thing, people are like, what is going on?
No, it doesn't matter. We struck with a wide thing, but I wasn't going there. I caught myself. But what I was saying was, only thing that you can do, you can't fucking, there's no way to battle that. But the time that the weird, crazy, insane people that know that they're not going to get the support of the majority of the people that are here now, which are Christian people, they'll find ways. They're doing it.
Mm.
The freaking Gates are over there playing with things with the kids. Vaccines and shit. You can't tell me that the rich people don't just rape Africa, and prize hunting is one way that they do it. It's one of them.
I think people rape everything.
Nah, they only pillage certain things. The poor and the poor and people that can't really fight against.
Right. Third world countries, right? But that's yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I mean, we've offered solutions to the trophy hunting, so it's all up to you, ladies and gentlemen. Do you support trophy hunting, or do you think trophy hunting has got to go? What other alternative ways do you think we could do to save African animal populations? Maybe donate? Maybe I'll put a link or something like WWF or something so you guys can go.
Just give some more facts and maybe we missed, because I read a lot of stuff and my heart goes one way. Dev obviously feels, and that's why we do this, is like get an understanding and get weirdos like him. We're going to send them out on an expedition out here today. See if we can find, where are you going to hunt some rabbit or some shit?
Some rabbits, some deer.
Something we can eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Shit, I'm hungry.
We can't eat a fucking rhino horn. But no, man. Let us know what you think. Check out our page. We're going to drop everything in there we're going to drop everything.
We got to drop the Bridging the Gap store, by the way, guys, is now open if I haven't gotten the message to you yet. So you guys can go to our store on Big Card.
Get these again for the peoples that don't know. We're gonna run another contest here in a little bit. You got the hoodies, they're fresh. Dev did a good job rolling that out. You can see that on the page where he did the first contest. We're always gonna run these. These are one of a kind. You can't get these. You gotta actually have conversation with me.
Move over a little bit, Coach. I can't see
Can't
you.
see it?
There you go, yeah.
You gotta have a conversation to get one of these. These are one of a kind. So
gotta
you
come
gotta
on the
talk
show.
to me and the yellow T-shirt. I see you advertise. He advertised that, but you gotta have a conversation with me to get one of those. Those are one of a kind. So I'm only giving them to people that interact and support us, and we support their movement. Remember that. Drop your movement down here too, because we want to know what's going on. Because I don't wear too many. Like, I'm not out here buying Gucci belts and all that stuff. I'd rather spend my money on
a T-shirt for your business.
Yeah, on brands that are grassroots coming up. That's what we're trying to do. So if you have something like that, drop it so we can support you too.
And promote it. But as always,
I gotta
just
This
sign
motherfucker
off.
dressed like a little
As
Indiana Jones. What the fuck are you poking your ass? You just invited people to your ass.
Just do some modeling. Just be like,
That's weird shit.
like Instagram. Like, what we do? Yeah, right. But as always, guys, hey, thank you guys so much for enjoying the Bridging the Gap podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. See you. Take care.
Bye.